I've been told I had scoliosis
Oh,
for a long
absolutely.
time.
And until we try and get some mobility here, I don't care what you do anywhere down this nerve, stem cell or not, the pain is not coming from the lack of stem cells. The pain is coming from the pressure on the spinal cord. And and please take this right.
I will. I'll try to.
I admire and adore your positive towards me and our abilities in the clinic. But we have only scratched the surface. I am never claiming to fix this.
Yeah.
What I am claiming is to get your body to adapt and handle it better.
Mm-hmm.
Because too many times in 30 years I've had patients come in with the same or worse curves, very few worse, because this is up in the top 10, with no pain.
Yeah.
So curve doesn't equal pain. Do you understand that?
Okay, right. Okay. It's subluxations and the pinch of the nerves and all that.
A curve is a subluxation, but it doesn't have to be symptomatic. So again, it's that old chiropractic thought of bone out of place pinching a nerve. No, you've got constriction on your spinal cord. And whether you are in pain or not, with this kind of spine, you need to be adjusted when you're feeling good at least once a week.
I know.
You follow me?
Yeah.
On a maintenance type basis.
Yeah.
Because you're requiring more maintenance than the person with the normal straight spine.
And so I need that, yes, but what's the answer that I haven't, the solution that I have not approached yet? Like, is it surgery or is it drugs or is it manipulation that's
Well,
severe
to me,
than ever
it's a
before?
stair step. Okay?
Yeah.
I'll tell you a story about my neighbor, and maybe you can get it from that. Sonny. I never knew what Sonny did until he came in. He's just the greatest neighbor in the world. We always talk. He comes to my parties. I invite him to his. He's much older than I am. Sonny's 78 years old. Sonny comes in to see me, and he talked to me in the, passing in the front yard. He was like, "Rick, I got this shooting pain down my arm, et cetera, et cetera. Is that something you do?" And I'm like, "Sure, come on in, we'll take a look at it." I said, "I don't know if I can help you, but..." So I take a look at his neck x-ray, and holy shit, it's one of the worst I've ever seen. And I'm like, "Sonny, what did you do? Did you race motorcycles or something?" And he said, "No, I was in military." And I said, "What did you do in the military?" He said, "Well, I was one of the first pilots to take off from an aircraft carrier." And I said, "Well, so how many flights do you think you had?" He said, "Oh, 300 or 400.
Yeah.
See?
There's a lot of jarring around. Isn't
Oh,
it?
that's multiple whiplash.
The rubber band
Imagine the
stop you.
first one, the original one. Now they've got them, locked in with all, but man, back in the day it was leather helmet and, open air and
And
I don't know, but
yeah.
you know my point. And so multiple whiplashes. So I was like, "You know what, Sonny, let's just give it a try and see what happens." Well, I got the pain out of his neck into his shoulder, was gone, but his hand was still numb. So the problem had been there long enough to degenerate the nerve, and his hand was numb. So they had to go in and do surgical decompression. They had to cut the bone around the nerve root and let the nerve get out of compression so it could restore. So I went to see him in the hospital, and I was pissed because if I want to help anybody, it's him, right? My neighbor, right? And he looked at me and he said something very profound. He said, "Rick, I want you to know something. I'm laying in this hospital bed knowing that I tried everything before surgery. So that being said, I'm never going to correct this. As good as I am, I'd be a fool to say, Brian, if you come in 3 times a week for a year, this spine's going to be straight." That's horse shit. Nobody can do that. The only way to correct this at our age is, unfortunately, as far as if you want a straight spine, is titanium rods.
I'm not so concerned about how it looks straight, but
I'm more
what's the
concerned
best
about
answer in the middle of
function.
Yeah, I need to function. I need to work.
Right. You need right now your spine is choking your nerve supply off to the lower half of your body. And so my first goal, as simple as it sounds, is can I remove that pressure, get it back to 90%?
Yeah.
And if we can function at 90%, doesn't mean we're going to be pain-free, but we're going to have good days and bad days. But unfortunately, you were born with a funky spine. It's fact. It is fact. People with scoliosis have less quality lives than people with a straight spine. I'm sorry, it's a fact.
In straight meaning, of course, there is a natural curve, but
Well, no, I'm talking about from behind. You should be straight up and down like this.
yeah.
And so if we look at this and we say this is your spinal cord and it wants to be straight from behind, I mean, that ain't straight, right?
Right on.
We got a lot of pressure at L5 and L4, and then back up here at 1, 2, and 3, those nerves. So you look at that nerve, that goes out in the hip down to the knee, and then you look at the bottom ones, and that's your sciatic.
Yeah.
So again, I'm sorry the symptoms are there, but I don't care if it's numbing feet or you're 100% feeling fine. With this spine, I'm still saying we got to get it moving.
Okay, well, I'm ready for something that's gonna.
So
to
the
make
other
effective.
is it's you. Oh, that's one picture. Why was there
Yeah, we had some good X-rays.
a picture burned on this thing?
Other than the spine, does that picture there show anything to you, as far as
The hips.
the mass, the nerves, the structure?
You know,
the bones?
one. You know, they were taken. What did we say? 2013. So we're talking 4 years ago. But I mean, there's a couple of defects in here. But again, by looking at this, when I see a spine like this, let me.
So I can do what I can
Somebody
do.
just screwed this up. Sorry.
You can do what you can do, but you're gonna refer me to someone that can. I need something now and something long term. You know.
Well, my goal is let's see.
I need a doctor that's not gonna, fuck me up, with surgery that I don't need and shit like that.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If it's me, right now I go 3 times a week for 3 weeks and see what my body can do. It's 9 visits. I'm utilizing treatment to diagnose. Well, Ricky, what are you going to find out? How you respond consistently under care. You've always been what we call a one-hit wonder. You come in 1, 2, 3 times, and I'm glad you feel great afterwards, but it's like brushing your teeth. You gotta sustain it.
Oh, I know, but I need to get insurance or something. I have trouble affording this, especially with the pain and the domino effect of less work,
Right.
less ability to do these things.
Sure.
And, you can get your teeth fixed and shit, I mean, it's just.
Try that one out for size. They look pretty damn good, though, don't they?
You look great.
I mean,
You do. You look great.
but they bug my wife to death because I take them out when I get home. I walk around with,
I talked to
I can't eat in them. I hate them. But I'm just showing you. These aren't important to me right now. They will be.
Yeah.
But right now, I got 2 mouths to feed and some, the nannies and shit. That just messed my whole financial up.
Yeah.
But I'm still functioning. I can function with these. Am I a little embarrassed? Hell yeah. But you know what? I'm a goddamn grandpa raising 2 infants, trying to retire, set some aside, and raise 2 babies. It ain't cheap.
And we know enough people to know that a lot of people have the same situation.
Sure.
That we do, something false and all
Yeah.
that stuff.
But, so anyway, I'm going to have to get out of this. Sorry.
But I got you. It's a big challenge, and so.
But to me, we've never given it an actual
3-year tour, right?
3 times a week. We've just never even tried that on a consistent basis, and it's no fault of anybody's because you've been trained. If I don't hurt, don't go.
Well, the first time I ever met you, I did the 40 package,
Yeah,
Anyway, and that was wonderful.
and that
I was making money then.
ages ago, right?
Right.
Yeah, and then after that, we brushed our teeth for 4 months and then we quit.
Right.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah. I did.
And so, yeah, and I know what in the hell have they done to my, I want to end everything. This Windows 10, you can take it. Performance. Look at that CPU's going nuts. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Startup detail services, no processes.
So, should I get a big shot of cortisone and then still come in and get adjustments and
If
still
you're
talk
so
to
miserable,
orthopedic? I am, and let's talk to an orthopedic surgeon about surgery. In other words, proactive, and I have little money. I got $20 and no insurance.
yeah.
But I've got a great personality.
Well, and I know that. And I know the possibility that, regardless, and please understand, that young lady out there is here to protect me and keep my business open.
I know that. Yeah.
If I had every opportunity, I'd do this for free. But
I
I got to pay people and I got to pay lights and all that stuff.
So
So
you learn. You got to have it come in.
but I also enjoy helping patients, and I let her handle the financial part. And so what I'm going to recommend is, yes, you go get the cortisone shot if you're freaking absolutely miserable. See if that will help.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, while you're doing that, I'd get some adjustments.
Yeah.
I'd set up what's called an auto payment with Dora, where I don't care what it is, budget an amount right now, and then we'll revisit it in a couple of months when we get you on your feet and working again.
Once I start working, I mean, I make a lot of money.
I know you are. You've never had the capacity. That's why it shocked me, and I just prefer for people to tell me, hey, I'm in a hard spot right now. I'm going to get you paid. It may take me 6 months. I'd much rather know that than somebody just scoot on the bill.
Yeah.
See,
Yeah.
and just be straight. And I always knew that. I just told Doris, sooner or later he'll pay it. I'm not worried. And I know it can be embarrassing and hurtful it's not meant to be, But the idea is that we try and get you some help within reality. And once a week, or once, like you've been coming in, is not, come on.
You mean once every 3 years is not good?
It's better than nothing. It's better than nothing. All right, I'm just going to shut this image down. Sorry.
Yeah, that's all right. Well, so my biggest thing to say again and again is I need to participate in a program that's stronger and effective for me, and I'm open. I want a cortisone shot or whatever shot and drug they have now, and
I don't know that be the answer, but
I've never tried it, and I don't know anybody that I trust to say, well, nowadays they have this XYZ drug.
Yeah.
That may be better. Or let's, before we just start.
My concern is somebody's going to try and get you with an epidural steroid. So let me tell you about ESIs. Have you heard of those before?
No.
So epidural steroids were done to women when they're pregnant. They numb people from the waist down so they can have the baby, right? Give me the dope, right? So there is that same procedure that you can do and inject a non-steroidal anti-inflammatory. And so it doesn't numb you, but it does knock out the pain, hopefully.
Yeah.
They're about 60 to 70% successful. It is minor surgery because you're actually sedated. They stick a needle through 2 layers of your spinal cord, and then they spray it in there to try and help the swelling and the inflammation from the pain. They're about $1,800 to $2,500 a piece. I've not found anybody that will take each shot. I have not found anybody that will take cash. I've had several patients I have a plumber's daughter. He said, we ain't got insurance. Let me just pay cash for this thing. I couldn't find a center. So it's a cheesy type of procedure, but in a bulging disc, after conservative care, it is one of my step downs, okay?
Yeah.
So if it were me, where would I take you? I would take you to start in what we call the step down, and the final result is surgery, okay? So first we're gonna start with chiro and some fresh x-rays. Then we're gonna possibly add decompression. All the while, we're gonna get an ortho consult.
Yeah.
And if that cortisone injection helps short term, so this is kind of up in this realm, but I want to start here. And then from there, if that doesn't work, then it's time for the MRI. And then it's time for neurosurgical. And that's where the ESI, that shot, comes in. Because normally those are done 2 to 3 times over 6 weeks. They give you a shot. It's 1,850 or 25 or 2,800, however much the damn